Good evening, gang. We're here. All right, let's see if you guys can hear me and see me, and we'll get the show on the road here. But that would be the start as I'm watching you guys tick on along in here. Let's see. Go over here. Oops, I forgot to put us on mute. There we go. All right, can you guys hear me and see me? Maybe. There we go. Prep Rebel, Adam, New York Budget Flipper, Farm Ranch, Undercover, Joe Cook, Scott McHugh, Les Boys. Lots of 5x5s. Good deal. So you guys can see me. We know what's going on. Merry Christmas Eve, 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 Eve to everybody. You know, 4 Eves in this thing. Yep, Mrs. P is coming sneaking down the stairs here quietly. Huh? Yes, I got it. Yep, okay. Now she's just checking to make sure that I have everything I need here. So we're good to go. All right. Well, as you guys know, the government is still open. The Tennessee defense is closed, not working for something. I think somebody just said 21-0, and we're still in the first quarter. And I knew we were in trouble when it was like, okay, you know what? We're played 6 minutes of a game or whatever. We're already losing first drive touchdown. But yeah, it's okay. 21. Stan, thank you. 21-0 beginning of the second quarter. Ooh, okay. At least we got out of the first quarter. It's not looking good, but yeah. So at least we get through all our. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's on tip of my tongue too. Stuff we got to do. It's like last night went out, had a little Christmas party with friends. Today we had our community, I guess, if you will, Christmas party. That was kind of fun to see everybody. Now it's just, okay, get into family time stuff. It's like all the obligation. That was the word I was looking for with everybody else. So now it's Mrs. P and me here. PBJ is going to come into town January 2nd or January 3rd, depending on what's going on. She's got a couple of friends of hers who have birthdays on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So I told her, I said, you're 25 years old. Go have fun on New Year's Eve. You don't need to be hanging out with your old man for something like that. So she'll go out with friends or do whatever. But that was that. Let's see what else. Added something to the arsenal this week. Picked myself up a VR80 and did a bunch of modifications to it. Anybody knows what that is? Basically a 12 gauge shotgun that is in AR-15 format. So can't show it to you here because YouTube will not allow us to show any sort of weaponry in live streams. Otherwise, they step down. So that'll be that. But if I do wind up showing that to you guys, obviously I want to go out to the range with it. That'll be a while down the road. I've still got parts that come in for it to make it the way I want it, but that is it. So that would be what's going on around here. Kevin, ooh, I want one. Yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, so another. I'm outfitting it to be a tactical weapon again. I mean, pretty much how everything I've got is not something I'm going to use to go deer hunting with, deer skin. But yeah, that's more to go out and bad guy hunting. Let's put it that way. That's what that's for. No, Mr. Firstone, I can't show a pic of it on a live stream. Nothing with guns whatsoever are allowed to be shown on live stream. So can't do that, but I can in a video. So don't ask me. I don't know. I don't make the rules. It's a bunch of liberals out in California who have no concept what the Constitution is. So, but that's it. All right. So let's get into our last giveaway trivia question of the year. And this one's going to be a little difficult. Now, I did give you guys the answer to this one on a live stream probably about a month ago. And we'll see if anybody remembered. This is not going to be an easy one because the answer to it is probably not somebody that a lot of people would really pay attention to. So, but maybe you did, depending on what you do. But I'll give you the question here. We have one answer left. I will again go through all the answers that you guys put in the chat. I will warn you right now, probably stop commenting now because remember, you've got 90 seconds in between making comments. And once I read the answer to this or read the question, if you're still sitting in your 90 seconds, everybody else has a chance to answer. Whoever has it right first in the comments on my screen, we've gone through this enough, will win prize number 2. So it's the only one left. So, all right. If everybody is ready, here is our question. When I was a kid, who was my favorite professional athlete? The one all kids had the person they always wanted to emulate. Who was the one that I wanted to emulate? Who was my favorite pro athlete? Joe Namath. Okay, so now we get to watch O.J. Simpson, right? Oh, I'm watching. Nobody's even got the first name right yet. Kelly Trabuca. Boy, there's one pulling out. Oh, now we started going a little fast. All right. LK line. I'm not that old. Wow. There's the closest one. What is it? Muck North Burr. No clue. That seems to be pretty much what everybody's got right now. No, nobody has the answer, not anywhere close. But I'm not going to make this go on forever, so I will wind up giving you guys clues. There's somebody that at least has the right sport and the right team. That's the first. That's not the right person, but at least we got that close. All right, we're not going to make this go on forever. Never mind. We aren't going to make this. Somebody got it. Wallace Sullivan is right. Just as I was going to give a clue, he got it. Dave Kingman. Yes. He is Wallace Sullivan. Got it right. Jeez, I was just about to say, all right, let's go into clues. All right, Wallace Sullivan, you need to put in the comments your choice of what is the only one left. So I need you to write the number 2 down here in the comment section, and then I will tell you who Dave Kingman was. Wait for Wallace to put his 2 in first, but he's got to wait his 90 seconds, I'm betting. All right, well, I will give you this while we're waiting, while I'm watching. Dave Kingman was the left fielder for the Chicago Cubs back in the late 70s. Cubs were pathetic as a team. And Kingman was basically, you had 2 stars, if you will, on the team. Kingman and Bill Buckner. And Buckner, because he was always up, this is before the kick the foul ball, but Buckner was always a good in the running for the best average in the league. And Dave Kingman, Greg Lazinski, and George Foster, Lazinski of the Phillies and George Foster of the Reds, were always the three that were battling for the home run title all the time. And I was at a Cubs game one time, being a big Dave Kingman fan, where he hit 4 home runs in one game. And that was just, as a kid, that was crazy. Yes, that was it. All right. And we are still looking for, I have not seen our winner say number. Wallace Sullivan, I need you to write in the comments, in the chat room here, just the number 2. Come on, Wallace. I know slow mode's on. I'm hoping he's got to wait, but it's been more than 90 seconds. Uh, uh, Number 2. There we go. All right. So, Wallace, here is your prize. You're going to like this one. Here we go. You won the Boge RV 53 quart cooler along with the battery that goes with it. Okay. You guys remember me showing you this thing. That thing's about $700. Congratulations. You won that. What I need you to do is email me your name, your physical mailing address, and your phone number. I will get this shipped out on Monday. I ship via UPS, so I will print out label and everything like that to the UPS store here so it can get delivered. There ain't going to be by Christmas, obviously, unless you live really close. The stuff I sent out last week, I sent it on Wednesday, and I think one went to Ohio and one went to like Nashville, and both of them got it on Thursday. So it was relatively quick. So that's a maybe. Might have it on Christmas Eve, we'll see. But there you go. So you got yourself a refrigerator freezer that runs on batteries that you can charge solar. There we go. So that was it. But there we go. All right. So let's get into Q&A. Santa hat and all. You guys knew I was going to wear a hat. I always wear a hat on Saturday, so this happens to be the one. As usual, if you got questions for me, please put them in all caps. It just makes it easier for me to find the questions, makes the live stream move a little better. If you guys want to have conversation amongst yourselves, I wholeheartedly encourage it. Just please do it in lowercase. The only rule always has been, please treat each other in the chat room and me with respect. Disagreements fine. Being rude, name calling, stuff like that is not acceptable. That is grounds for strike 3 on your first offense. You're just gone. So if you're new here, that ain't anything new. We've been doing that for 5 years. And all these people that you see in the chat room right now, been able to do it for 5 years. Hang on to. All right, let's get up to the top here, and there's a whole bunch of congratulations, and so we'll go to whatever's after all of that. Paprika Pauline, what fertilizer can I purchase to put on my cabbage to form a head faster? You're not going to, you can't change time. You got to remember, cabbage needs to be well wet, so that is going to help it. But you're not going to make it form a head faster. You may get bigger heads by using phosphorus or potassium, but you're not going to make it go fast. No luck today. How much water per hour on a ram pump do I think? What did we have this figured out? I think we're going to get like 180 gallons an hour or something like that. I think we were figuring it was going to be 3 gallons a minute. Maybe it was less. Maybe it was only 2. It's not going to be. I mean, we're only talking about 3/4 inch pipe. 3/4 inch hose that running through. And if it ever stopped raining around here, maybe we could actually go out and do it. Joe Shinpaw, while I was in the Army, did I train with the AK platform? And the funny part is all the time, even being a lot of time with me was training tankers because I was attached to a third armored cav. We'd pretend to be out for opposing forces. So, and I think I've shown you guys pictures of me in tiger stripe uniform with red beret on and stuff like that, trying to mimic like we were Soviet soldiers. And we'd be running around with AKs. They were rubber. You think they came straight out of Ukraine or something like that. But no, I've only held an AK in my hands one time in my life. I've never even fired one. And it doesn't bother me one bit. I know there's plenty of guys who swear by the platform. I just use the AR platform personally because I've been trained in it. It's what I've shot countless times. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you find something that you like and you know inside and out, why are you going to go do something else? I mean, we're not talking about rocket science here with, it's like if you drive a Ford, could you drive a Chevy? Yes. Okay. You shoot an AR, can you shoot an AK? Yes. All right. Yeah, fine. The switches or fire switch or safety or anything like that is in different places, but it ain't rocket science. But no, I've never trained with the AK. Healthy disrespect. Someone local is giving away an old school bus, not running. What do you think of painting it anything but school bus yellow and turning it into a greenhouse? I don't see turning it into a greenhouse because it's still got a roof on it, and you need the sun to get in. I mean, side windows, that's not going to do be any good. Will it stay hot? Sure. We've all said school buses. School buses are always hot or cold in the winter. But turning it into a greenhouse, you find something definitely good. You could turn it into, one hell of a bug out place or something like that. I don't know, but the greenhouse idea, nah, I wouldn't do it. Essential Tam, thank you, Pinball and Mrs. P. Tough but fun trivia this Christmas. God bless this season. Thank you. And it's supposed to be a little tough. I mean, I loved some of the answers in there. When the answers are too easy, I heard this last year, never heard it this time. But obviously, YouTube puts me on delay, and depending on the speed of your internet, maybe you're hearing something 30 seconds after I say it physically here, and maybe somebody else heard it 20 seconds after. And what I was hearing last year was you already had the answer from somebody else before we even heard the question. I tried to make the questions a lot harder, so everybody got a chance to at least put a guess out there. And I think I did okay. John Fry, Mike Schmidt also hit 4 home runs in Wrigley one time. Yes, I remember that too. That was the same era. Yeah, Mike Schmidt, third baseman for the Phillies. I mean, you go back to those 1970s. I can still tell you the starting lineup for the 75-76 Reds. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I was so. I mean, you figure at this point, I'm what 76. I was 10. I lived, breathed everything baseball, and so And again, being in Chicago was great because all the Cubs games were televised on WGN, so I could see 90% of the games, home or away, for too late at night. Obviously, if they were on the West Coast or something, I wasn't watching it. But I'd come home from school and it'd be about the fourth inning, and I could watch the last few innings of the game if I wanted. So that was that was one of the best things in the world, that the Cubs had going for it, the afternoon games, and that all got trashed when they decided to put lights in Wrigley. So we shut the bottom. So where was again? RL. I'd make a great Santa. The beard isn't white enough. Member Barry, how does it feel knowing this is the last live of 24? Hope the world doesn't end before the first live of 25. Actually, it's not. We have one next Saturday. Next Saturday is the 28th. That'll be the last live of 2024. But yeah, I just give you one quick comment. I said something, I think it was on Tuesday's live stream, about the sales pitches that are being put out there. Remember, the world was supposed to end today. This was the day that, oh my God, we had to have all these drugs or whatever, because on the 21st that the world was going to end. We were all going to get irradiated, and that was going to be it. But once that happens in the next 2 hours and 39 minutes, I'll mark that one in the I was right. New York budget prepper. What gives the president authority to send the money to other countries without sense? Nothing. That's the thing. Mike Johnson is perfectly happy signing all these checks going to Ukraine. He even came out today and said, I'm perfectly happy if I'm no longer the Speaker of the House, just as long as we keep sending money to Ukraine. I can't stand this guy. I mean, I think he's a snake. Louisiana's got to get rid of him. The Republican Party has got to get rid of him. 2026 is going to be really interesting because there's a whole lot of people that are waking up now and realizing there are so-called Republicans that they vote for aren't Republicans. I get the feeling we're going to see quite a few primaries in the House and in the Senate. Jacqueline Presnell, when do you start your sweet potato slips? Now. Okay. First off, this is a good time to go buy sweet potatoes in the store. You can find produce section. As long as they haven't been sprayed with something, you should be fine. But you can start growing. You should start growing sweet potato slips now, because it'll take a few months, because you don't want these little, you don't want to try to plant something that's, this big. It's not going to have any roots. You need those slips, the greenery on the slips to be 12, 18 inches long. You want, because then you're going to get some good roots that it's going to be able to take. Christopher Resmini, eggnog, yay or nay? Eggnog is a big yay for me, especially with a little bit of caffeine. So, and yes, there is some in the fridge waiting for Christmas Eve for us. So, Caveman, look, did I ever go to Gitmo or Diego Garcia? No, neither one. Wasn't anything I would need to do. I don't know if I had stayed in after 9/11 or something like that. Possibility I could have been doing interrogations to Gitmo. I don't know. Obviously can't look at a crystal ball and see the what ifs, but no, I never did. Bob Horner hit 4 as well. I don't remember. Bob Horner was left fielder for the Atlanta Braves. Like I said, I followed baseball like crazy. I still remember all this stuff. I don't remember. I know Horner was a good power hitter. I don't remember him hitting 4. It didn't happen. James McKay, what do I think about Mike Johnson bowing to Hakeem Jeffries to pass the season? I don't see that as what happened at all. the Democrats are going to kind of try to play it off as that's what happened, but that's not what happened. The Democrats didn't get basically anything they wanted. Uh, I mean, the bill basically kept the government running. I mean, it was bare bones, basic, no pork put in there. I mean, the Democrats are the ones that put 1,400 pages worth of pork in the thing. They didn't get any of that. So I don't see Johnson bowing to Hakeem Jeffries at all. I think the only reason the Democrats voted for it was they knew that they, uh, because the height of the debt ceiling wasn't in there, the Democrats voted for it because they also wanted to get out of town and go on Christmas vacation. And they knew nothing else was going to happen, but they figured, oh, we've got an ace in the hole. We're not going to let Trump hike the debt ceiling next year. And as I said this afternoon, that's good. I'm happy they didn't hike the debt ceiling. I don't want to borrow any more money. What the Democrats are going to freak out about is when Trump starts cutting all the money to their little pet projects and goes, this ain't happening anymore. We're not doing this. We're diverting the money over here. Had a good conversation with Mountaintop Preps this evening. And he made a really good comment, border wall, right? Now the funding was given for it 4 years ago. And then Biden didn't do anything. And now Trump's going to want to come up and say, let's start the border wall. What do you want to bet? We don't have the money for it. Oh, yeah, you do. The funding was already approved 4 years ago to start building it. Those are the things that are going to happen. It's going to be a battle, and I'm just saying this. The Republican senators and the Republican congressmen better get on board real fast, because if they don't, all of them that are up for re-election in 2026 are going to be looking for new jobs, because the people of the United States gave Trump a mandate, not the Republican Party. If it gave the Republican Party the mandate, it wouldn't be just a couple of seat majority in the House, and you'd see a whole lot more. No, we've given the keys to the car to one man, and it's either lead, follow, or get out of the way. And they ain't leading, so your choice is either follow or move. Husky Mom, I need to ask, is that a seal skin on the wall? No, it's a deer skin. There's one here. There's one over here. I don't know if you can see it. If you look, no, that's that way. Okay. Yeah, no, then there's another one way over there. Scott McHugh, pinball, don't need to win a prize. Paying attention to this channel of the community, we always win. There you go. I'll say the community at least. My favorite Christmas cookie. I'm not a big sweets eater. I mean, I like to make the kolache. I mean, that's really a Christmas cookie, but I'm not the frosted sugar cookie type person. I'm not a cookie guy. Larry, I still volunteer as the kolache tester. There you go. Rose Enos. In the spring, which plants do I plant first? Well, it depends on what I'm growing. Which do I plant in the ground first? That would be peas. What do I plant if I'm growing them? What do I? Because I didn't grow peas. I didn't grow peas last year. If I'm starting in seed cups, ones that get started first are cabbage. Or lettuce, if you're growing lettuce too. There's no nutritional value, but you're growing lettuce. Cabbage are the first ones that I start and put in a greenhouse. And cabbage takes about a week to 10 days just to germinate for the seeds to pop. Peas, by a week to 10 days, you're ready to put them in the garden already. So they start roughly the same time. I mean, I'll start my cabbage in mid-January. I mean, it tells you how good it is, because we're 3 weeks away from 3.5 weeks away from starting to plant for 2025. Yeah. There we go. Uh, Odd one 796. What's the craziest New Year's Eve story? I did. I don't think I really have one. I mean, for the simple reason is I've probably stayed up to watch the ball drop maybe 10 times in my life. Uh, I mean, it's not like I've ever gone to New York City to Times Square to watch the ball drop, or wherever, the strawberry or the peach, whatever goofy thing each town decides to put in. I've never done any of those. Uh, yeah, I don't have one because it's never been like an important. I mean, I'm sure we went to parties and stuff like that when I was, in college or in the army or stuff like that. But I don't think anything ever crazy happened. Uh, yeah. Love peacocks and raccoons. What is good fertilizer for mustard greens? You're going to have to ask somebody that plants them. I can't stand mustard greens. So, no trouble. Fat Daddy. Second Amendment. Good. Yes. Kevin, pinball. I recently purchased a Delta Pro 3 with the extra battery. What is the best solar panel brand for the dollar that can effectively charge it? I'm assuming that you bought a big generator, that you are doing some sort of rooftop or permanently mounted solar array. You're going to have to look at the amperage and the voltage and make sure that you don't overdo it there. Uh, the ones I've got are Canadian Solar, and they work great. But again, you're gonna have to look at not only the wattage, but the voltage and the amperage, series, putting it in parallel, whatever. You're gonna have to know how to do it to purchase the right panels. Because if you purchase something that's over voltage or over amperage, they're not going to work. So, my experience, I can't tell you. I mean, I'm not a solar panel tester or something like that, but I've got Canadian solar panels, and I haven't had any problems with them once they were wired correctly. Von Mousetrap, Merry Christmas, Mr. and Mrs. P. With a recent Wall Street Journal chief potato article, why now? What are they trying to hide? Okay, I don't know what article you're talking about. So, yeah, you're gonna have, sorry, I can't. I don't know what the question is, so I can't give you an answer. North Alabama hiking. What is your best home remedy for a hangover? For a friend, drink pickle juice. You buy a jar of pickles, drink the juice. That's about the best one I know. That, a couple of Excedrin. Uh, Pro Cow. Please say hello to us watching in the city of Frostproof, Florida. Well, if it's anything like Tennessee, it ain't going to be frostproof too long. We're supposed to, we were 24 this morning when I got up. I think we're supposed to get down like 21 tonight. So, yeah. But hello, Frostproof, Florida. Full Metal Santas. There you go, Robert. Susan Lathrop, added to my collection a couple of weeks ago, one Henry Lever Action 22 in Woodstock. That's a nice gun. And especially if it's an older one. I mean, not the newer ones aren't any good, but the older ones would be worth some money. Christopher Resmini, best bait for catching mice. Get you not. You get your mouse trap, whatever it is, put a little bit of peanut butter on the trigger mechanism. That mice go crazy. Just make sure that you're putting it under the dishwasher, under the stove, so wherever your dog can't get to, or your cat, because dogs and cats love peanut butter too. But yes, Put peanut butter on there. You'll have milk in the morning. Uh, John Fry, what flavor do I vape and why? Okay. I make my own juice. So there's not really a name of flavor. Uh, the two that I will make, I either make one that it's like a cherry tobacco, so almost like a pipe tobacco taste, or the one that I vape 95% of the time is a hazelnut butter pecan mixture. So it's nuts, basically. Mrs. P, she's more of the fruity one. She likes something that's a dragon fruit strawberry combination. And why? Just flavor preference. I just I don't know. I don't want candy or I don't want fruity or anything like that. I like the nutty flavor. Just it's not that. I don't feel like I'm inhaling sugar all day long. Uh, Larry Hazel, hey Pinball, what was my specialty in the Army? I was a Czech linguist interrogator. Uh, North of the 52nd, have you heard from Rudy lately? He doesn't post as often. Yeah, I noticed that. I try to check out, other people's videos and stuff like that. Travis's or Jason's or Rudy's or a few other ones, Andy's. Uh, and I noticed that Rudy has kind of gone quiet. I don't know what's going on, but not my place to ask, I guess, if you would. Inigo Montoya, where was I when refrigerator Perry scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl? Here in the story. Uh, this was kind of funny. I was at DLI in California, okay, language school, and my roommate was a big Patriots fan, even though he was from Minnesota. And so, of course, I was rooting for the Bears. And so we had made a bet that he was taking the Patriots, I was taking the Bears, that whoever lost had to clean the barracks room, do the polishing of the floors and stuff like that for a month. They got to do the polishing of the floors for a month because the Bears crushed the Patriots. So I was watching it in the day room at Delta Company at DLI. Shot to bottom, so rolling back up here. Holly H. If Trump does everything by executive order, it can all be changed later. He has to get Congress to make laws. Absolutely. They're not laws. They're temporary guidelines, if you will. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things. Congress has got to get on board. Wanda Anthony, how can we have Congress vote item by item the way they did yesterday more often? As great as it sounds, again, we're talking perfect world where they come up and go, we want to, I don't know, pick something, give $100 million to North Carolina to rebuild. And Congress either goes yay or nay. That's great. The problem that you get is you have all this horse trading going on. And the guy from Idaho says, why should I have to vote, $100 billion for all the people in North Carolina? What about my people? Well, what if we gave you $20 billion to, buy a new potato processing plant? Oh, okay, then I'd vote for that. And that's how these things get huge, okay? Because the Congress people are always, and I know somebody say, well, let's looking out for your constituents. No, that's just wasting money, okay? But they're always trying to figure out what they can get for themselves. Because then the guy in my example says, well, look, constituents, you need to vote for me. I just got you $20 billion for a new potato processing thing. And, and the other 48 states were wasting $20 billion on a potato processing plant, right? I'd love to see it be item by item, but the only way that's going to happen is if we had legislators that actually did what was best for the country and not what was just best for themselves. On Mousetrap, now that it's public that Mr. Biden is incompetent and has been for 4 years, right? Can we nullify? Yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Can we nullify the past 4 years? Is anything he did even legal, considering the mental state? Is it January yet? And that, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, everything he did is legal. There's no law that says that the president has to have, the mental capacity above a turnip. So, just because the guy was a walking corpse doesn't mean that he still couldn't sign his name. I mean, sure, we know that Barack Obama's been the puppet master and Joe's been the puppet. We know that's what was going on. But Joe got elected, and so he sat in the Oval Office and he slept in, the East Wing. So, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it was all legal. James, thank you for the super chat. This is Merry Christmas. I made it out of New York and into Jefferson County, Tennessee. There you go. Thank you for everything you did in the aftermath of Halloween. Not only anything I did, everything we all did. That was a team effort. I just happened to be the one with the keys to the truck. Let's see. Caveman, look, would you support an all Congress? Would you support all Congress or Senate must have? And okay, guys, please do me a favor. Check your comments before posting that one. I can't even understand what we're asking. Yeah, no. John Fry, do I remember Fergie Jenkins? He pitched for the Cubs and the Phillies, also pitched for the Red Sox. Fergie was with the Cubs when I was too little. Fergie was there in the late 60s. By the time I remember him, he was with the Red Sox. Hedge 774. New Year's Day traditional food. I eat Hoppin' John every year. I have no idea what Hoppin' John is. I know there's a lot of people who eat corned beef and cabbage on New Year's. Like I said, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Those aren't, for me, it's not really a holiday. I'm just like, okay, it's a day to sit down and watch football. Okay, that would be about it. New Jersey Prepper, thank you for the super chat. New Jersey Prepper in the house. Drones everywhere up here. Great. Western Kentucky Hilltopper. Yes, I know what WKU is. I know who the Hilltoppers are. Ever eaten possum and sweet potatoes? It was my grandfather's favorite. I've never eaten possum in my life. A lot of weird things, but possum is not one. Every time I think of it, always remind me of Granny from Beverly Hillbillies and her possum stew. Next it, try a coffee vape. Great. That's all I need. More coffee. Busted Beak. Rudy did a live with Gray Man the other day. Okay. That I didn't see. I got a kick out of it. The folks at Opus sent me a Christmas card. Except they sent me the one that they were supposed to send to Gray Man Prepping because there two Gray Man Prepping. My address on it. Miley was a little embarrassed, but it was kind of funny. So somebody out there, who knows, maybe it was Gray Man, maybe it was Rudy, Got a credit card set to pinball, but Christmas card, not credit card. Essential Tam, Rudy said he's having serious internet connectivity issues. I saw a video. Okay. I, that could be, I don't know. Could it be Alaska? Could it be something there? Because the time of the year, I don't know. Maybe it's, who knows? Okay. There we go. Some coke in me. Kathleen O'Malley loved the tree. Looks great. Give Mrs. P credit for that. Yeah, she's the one that decorates the tree. I just do the stuff that's way up high. It's like you put this ornament there, put the angel on top, and we're good. Yep, that's it. Another day. I put the tree up, she decorates it. Just okay. Let's see where Okie Forge. How much did RFK Jr. ask for to build a new stadium for the Redskins? Uh, I don't think it was an RFK that asked for the money. The stadium was named after his father, but what was it? Was it 800 million or something? I think was what the figure was for the stadium. And why should taxpayers be paying for that? No, no. Are we going to get the profits from the ticket sales? No. We shouldn't have to invest in it if we're not going to recoup the profits. Okay? It's like you don't need my money so you can make more. No, if you want to make money, use your money. Michigan lifestyle. What do I think is going on in Poland? Well, let's see. They don't have an immigration problem. They don't have a terrorism problem. I think actually, pretty much, they're pretty happy right now because they weren't stupid and let in half of the Middle East into northern Africa into their country, and all of a sudden, miraculously, there's nobody driving into a Christmas parade in Krakow, and no trains blowing up in Warsaw. And I think the Poles are okay. Uh, Sojourner just said Ricky Henderson passed. I'm assuming that's now. Wow. And I mean, remember, we can all remember him stealing bases. That's for sure. I mean, actually, good theft. Caveman, look. The real question is how would it look to the world if he was to come out with the truth? I don't know what the context of it is. Michigan Lights. Okay, we just talked about Poland there a second ago. If there's something else that's going on, I don't know. RC, do we celebrate Christmas on traditional Orthodox Day? I'm not Russian Orthodox. Okay, we celebrate Christmas Eve here. And again, as I mentioned, I think it was Tuesday we were talking about, for me, for Mrs. P being Russian Orthodox and her, and what goes on in Russia, the gift giving holiday in Russia is New Year's Eve. Christmas is basically just the religious holiday. Everybody goes to church. That's what happens that day. Okay? It's not like us where Christmas is commercial. That's it. So their gift giving holiday over there is New Year's Eve. But no, we don't celebrate Christmas on January 7th now. DH had a Depression era uncle. Possum, okay. Groundhog. I'm saying, if he's Depression era, he's not going, oh, you know what? This is too fatty. I'm not going to eat it. Back then, it's like whatever you want. We shut to the bottom again. Plateau Pastures. What do I think is the best gift for a new gardener? I would give them the little hand tools, the little shovel, the little rake, those things first, and then seed trays. Okay, that would be the next best thing I could say. Get them used to starting planting their own seeds, because nothing will frustrate a new gardener faster than going, "Oh my God, this is too expensive." And when they go to Walmart and say, "I want to get 6 tomato plants," and they go, "Okay, that'll be $30," and they go, "This is nuts! For $30, I can go buy my tomatoes." But then when you go, "Okay, with that $30 here, you can go buy tomato seeds and pepper seeds and cucumber seeds and cabbage seeds," and I go, "Wow, there's a lot here for $30." Get them the stuff like that and get them going on planting their own seeds, because like anything else, if a hobby gets too expensive, people have a tendency to bail on it, and going to Walmart and buying tomato plants can get real expensive real fast. Uh, yeah, north of the 57. The purpose internet freezes. It actually freezes. Yeah. Oh, Holly H said Tennessee scored 21-10. Okay. Uh, uh, David, Brenda Harper, there's possum pie, no possum needed. Okay. Dave Moran, Merry Christmas from Western New York. It's degrees. How is it there? Like it's supposed to be down around 21 tonight. So, yeah. And I'm only, 600 miles south of here. So, Flint McRock, Ricky Henderson passed today, only 4 days before his 66th birthday. That's just, those are the things that start to wake you up. I mean, I'm 58. You go, okay, this guy passed at 66. I hope to God I got a lot more, 8 more years. Man, they're just loving it. Run this thing to the one. Okay. Healthy disrespect for authority. Do I have a favorite New Year's Eve cocktail? Uh, my favorite cocktail, period, is probably a Maker's Mark Old Fashioned. So that's, if I'm gonna have a cocktail, that's usually what you're gonna see me with. Uh, Gypsy B, what are my thoughts about Ukraine cutting off the fuel route from Russia to Europe? Anything going through Ukraine? And they're going to kill themselves, because that is one of the biggest drivers of their economy. And it's not like there aren't other uh, pipelines or whatever. I mean, we had Nord Stream 2 and things like that to get the fuel in there. I mean, Zelensky's smoking some seriously good shit if he thinks that Europe is going to go, you know what? We don't need the Russian fuel. It's, I mean, they tried that and it turned so fast. It was like, we support Ukraine in the war against Russia, but Russia, please send us your natural gas. You know, Zelensky is delusional if he thinks that anybody gives a crap about Ukraine. I mean, the only reason he's getting any help is because the country's great for laundering money, and they've got such a history of doing it. So all these politicians are going, "Cool, I can get all my ill-gotten goods, this way." That's the only reason that they're getting any help. If we get a president in here who's not as crooked as a pretzel, that's going to get cut off. Plateau Pastures, thank you. Seeds first is a great idea. I'm Serbian Orthodox and only celebrate on January 7th. There you go. Caveman look. Social Security is an insurance policy, and the House wins. Yeah, no kidding. Uh, it's more like a Ponzi scheme. I mean, you got to remember that. I mean, the government stole all the money from Social Security in about 50 years ago. So, I mean, all this comments about the Social Security Trust Fund, please, government, Show me the bank statement from the Social Security Trust Fund. I want to see what the balance is in it because it ain't there. There isn't one. You know. Michigan lifestyle. What do I think about all the suicides that have been going on lately? I don't. I haven't seen it. Amish at heart. Good night and Merry Christmas to everyone in the family. I guess we are closest. Uh, let's see. I guess we are. I'm at the bottom. We got through all the questions. There were some that I missed in the middle somewhere when we shot to the bottom spots. But all right, looks like we are at the end, though. Well, okay. Well, we'll cut it short by a couple of minutes then, but that would be it. All right, gang. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Obviously, I will have videos, but we're not going to have a chance to chat like this. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Hope Santa's good to y'all. Good evening, y'all. Well out.